another video, this is on the 416 or VFC 416 dust cover. This is basically the plastic dust cover on at least the A5s. Doesn't like to close, and this also applies to other VFCs, and arguably it could possibly apply to other gas systems. So to fix it, basically, I'm going to be throwing up possibly some pictures, but there's a lot of different ways to test how or what fix will work for you and what is actually causing the issues. If I can... So for this one, I've already done the fix. The issue for this was that the nub, the detent nub, basically was too big and rounded. So what I did was I took a Dremel and I basically cut about half of it off. Cut about half of it off. So now it's, instead of being like a full kind of rounded bulb, it's more like a half moon almost. And so the reason why I did that was obviously dust cover wouldn't close or wouldn't stay closed. And I figured that because when you have the upper off and when you close it, let's see if I can get some better light here. No, I cannot. But when it would stay closed, or when it wouldn't stay closed, that nub wouldn't fully engage with the upper. And I can show you. It's always kind of hard. Basically, there's this engraved part. That is where the nub engages. With the rounded, or with an original piece unmodified, basically there was nothing, it was so big that it wouldn't allow the detent to basically fully lock into that nub. With cutting, or with filing the detent to about half the size, it now is able to lock in. I know there's also some other issues that can happen from real dust covers, or if you're just unlucky, basically this is too big and the the depth of this is not deep enough for it. So basically it's constantly fighting to basically be pressed into the divot. That issue, basically your only options would be to either A, file and Dremel down this area more, but not fully, since you still need, if you make that a hole, that's very bad for gas efficiency and sealing, or would be to basically file down the nub. But those are the main causes of dust cover basically not closing. There also is, in theory, a third where especially for Airsoft, that the upper receiver is basically just, it gets worn, because again, these are cast receivers generally, unless you have a Viper Tech or something that has a forged receiver. So that is one option, but that generally only happens if you have a metal detent, like a traditional dust cover, not the HK plastic dust covers. One thing to note is when you do file the detent, you do want to make sure that it's kind of rounded off at the very top, because when I first did this, it was able to lock, but it basically made it where I had to use almost all my force on the charging handle with the bolt in just to get it to open again. In doing that about 1 or 2 times, it was able to shay, it was able to kind of grind plastic off of it. So that is one thing to know, that if you do cut this, make sure that it's rounded off a little bit, because it will close so well that it will kind of almost jam the whole bolt system. And that's about it. Very simple fix, and yeah.